General Administrator of Rivers State says proposed 1.48 trillion naira 2025 budget anticipates return of similar life bara. Court adjourns bail application filed by 3 detained promoters of CIMEX in alleged $1 billion fraud. On the foreign scene, at least 8 birders recovered after school bus was swept away by floods in South Africa. Good evening, this is News at 7 on Western Spring Television. My name is Olufemi Alagbe. President Bola Tinubu on Wednesday says he will welcome a Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike into the ruling All Progressives Congress APC whenever he chooses to join officially. Speaking during the commissioning of the arterial road number 16 and other infrastructure in the Katampe district of Abuja, President Tinubu commended Wike's contribution to governance and light-heartedly referenced the minister's signature tune from his previous political rallies. The president's remarks drew laughter from the audience, including Wike himself, reflecting a continued mutuality between the two political figures. Wike, a member of the opposition People's Democratic Party, has steered political discourse since publicly supporting Tinubu during the 2023 general election. Though he remained in the PDP after Tinubu won the highly contested presidential seat, he accepted a ministerial appointment from the APC-led administration and was sworn in as FCT minister in August 2023. His decision to serve under a rival party while still maintaining his PDP membership deepened internal rifts within the main opposition party.
I reaffirmed our commitment that we will continue to build, we will continue to serve the people, no matter how much the naysayers pursue their politics. We have somebody in Nyesom Wike. He's not a member of my party, not yet. But the day he changes his mind and registered with Progressive, we will welcome him. Because we will enjoy him in singing. As he dey pain us, he dey sweet us.
As he dey pain them, he dey sweet us. As he dey sweet us, he go dey pain them.
Thank you very much. To the glory of God, I declare this road commissioned and the benefit of humanity. May God bless Abuja Capital Territory, bless Nigeria, and keep our troops safe and keeping up. Thank you very much.
In a similar developments, the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, has dismissed the planned coalition by some political heavyweights, including former Vice President Atiku Abubakar to unseat President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 election, saying it is bound to fail. Wike said this on Wednesday during the commissioning of the arterial road N16 from Ring Road 1 to arterial road N20 and other roads in the Katampe district of the nation's capital. The FCT minister stressed that the purported coalition talks among opposition parties will fail to unseat the president in 2027. Wike hinged this on President Tinubu's good works since assuming office in 2023.
This is going on in the country. I've seen that this morning. I hardly watch some stations. I hardly. But sometimes, I don't know how spiritually I was touched. I was touched to just tune in. I was watching. I didn't know that people can be paid. I didn't know. And now I know that such people are paid. My duty now is to make sure not to give them high blood pressure. As they pain them, you go to sweet us. As they sweet us, you go to pain them. That's my job. That's my job. Of no business. I will be happy every time, moving, laughing. And then they will be there fighting and shouting and killing themselves. So, Mr. President, we want to thank you that we are part of this, what is going on, the revolution that is going on. Your good work has killed coalition. I was thinking that truly there will be coalition. So when they see what's happening every day, and I told my people, make sure that every national television must hook in. So if they turn to DBN, they are watching Mr. President. If they turn to TVC, it's Mr. President. If they go to Channel, Mr. President. If you go to NTA, Mr. President. Even the one that don't watch Arise, Mr. President. So
we go. Papa, I don't follow Tinubu go. If you see my mama, tell them I don't follow Tinubu go.
So they have no choice. And they must watch it for 17 days. That's what they can do. So, sir, Abuja Busa should tell you, please, they are happy that even though you have given them 10 days, there are ones will be shared by the VP, Senate President, and Speaker. But please help us so that these people who say they are not happy, their BP will go up. By Friday, we'll go to Apo, the 15-kilometer road to Wasa. By Monday, we'll be N5 live camp. By Tuesday, I not care for that. So they won't know what to do. Coalition is bound to fail, and it has failed. So, Mr. President, let me therefore invite you to come and talk to your people and then inaugurate this beautiful road that within 8 months.
Meanwhile, publisher Dele Mahmood has criticized what he described as a growing influence of Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, in President Bola Tinubu's administration, suggesting that Nigeria appears to be under dual leadership. Mahmood, a former presidential aspirant under the People's Democratic Party, PDP, said this on Wednesday while reacting to recent political developments involving Wike and President Tinubu. His remarks followed Tinubu's inauguration of the refurbished International Conference Center in Abuja, renamed in the president's honor on Tuesday. During the event, Tinubu praised Wike and urged him to ignore busybodies and naysayers as he discharged his duties in the FCT. The PDP chieftain accused the All Progressives Congress-led government of enabling Wike's actions, likening the situation to the minister's time as governor of Rivers State. Mahmoud's comment came in the wake of the crisis rocking the main opposition, PDP, which has seen governors, members of the National Assembly, and a host of politicians moving from the party to the leading APC. Wike, a member of the PDP, backed Tinubu for the 2023 election and was later appointed as minister by the APC government. However, Mahmoud expressed frustration over Wike's influence in party decisions, questioning the FCT minister's recent push for the PDP to zone its 2027 presidential ticket to the south.
Even the president, the incumbent president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has held Lagos since 1999 to date, has not been as audacious as Wike. In fact, right now, it's looking like we have two presidents in Nigeria. Wike can do anything. Yesterday, I listened to the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the commander-in-chief, calling fellow Nigerians busybodies. You interpreted it as naysayers. Naysayers is still far better than busybodies. Nigerians, you are calling Nigerians busybodies. Bystanders. Who is a bystander in his own country? Because of one man, Wike. And of course, if you were in Wike's shoes, you will dance more
Elsewhere, the sole administrator of Rivers State, retired Vice Admiral Ibokite Ibaz, has said the proposed 1.48 trillion naira 2025 budget anticipates the return of a suspended governor, Similai Fibara, and other affected political office holders. Ibaz made this known in Abuja on Wednesday while defending the budget before the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on Rivers State Oversight. According to him, the proposed budget aligns with the strategic objectives of the Rivers State Development Plan 2017 to 2027. He also noted that the proposal represents a strategic and integrated framework designed to raise revenues and accelerate infrastructure development, enhance human capital, and promote inclusive economic growth across all sectors. Ibas, however, accused some suspected Rivers State officials of failure to provide the administration with useful information required to prepare the budget proposal. To judicial matters, Justice Emeka Nwete of the Federal High Court Abuja has adjourned the bail application filed by 3 detained promoters of crypto bridge exchange CBEX in the alleged over $1 billion fraud until June 30 for ruling. Justice Nwete fixed the date after counsel for the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Fadila Yusuf, and defense lawyers adopted their processes and argued the case for and against the application. Justice Nwete had on April 24 given the FCC a go-ahead to arrest and detain 6 operators of CBEX over the involvement in the fraud, and the judge gave the order after the FCC's lawyer Yusuf moved an ex parte motion to the effect, saying the detention will be pending the conclusion of the investigation of the alleged offences and possible prosecution. In the ex parte motion dated and filed April 23rd by Yusuf, the anti-graft agency gave 4 grounds for its application. The Court of Appeal Abuja Division has struck out 2 motions filed by the President of the Senate, Yatsula Pabio, and awarded costs of 100,000 naira against him. A 3-member panel of the Court of Appeal presided over by Justice Haman Barker struck out the motions on May 21, 2025, following the request for withdrawal of the appeal. The dispute stems from an altercation between Pabio and Akwote Oduah on February 20, 2025, after which the Senate committee initiated disciplinary proceedings against the Kogi Central senator. However, the Federal High Court ruling by Justice Obiora Ngwatu on March 10, 2025 altered the committee's actions. The injunction followed an ex parte application filed by Akwote Oduah's legal team. In response, Opabio filed 2 motions on March 20 and 25, 2025, asking the appeal court to allow him to challenge the lower court's ruling. In its ruling delivered on May 21, 2025, a 3-member panel led by Justice Hama A. Barker with Justice Adebu Kuola A. Bankojoko and Okon E. Abang concurring struck out the motions. Senator Akwote Oduah had earlier asked the Federal High Court to stop the Senate and its committee from continuing any disciplinary action against her. Media owners and practitioners have been called upon to move away from the usual way of prioritizing negative news over positive stories in the society. The call for this paradigm shift was made at a solutions journalism workshop, which held at Rave FM and Western Spring Television Studios. The training looked at integrating solutions journalism principles into media practices. Lydia Adegbaju completes the story.
Bad news is good news, or no news like bad news are familiar mantras in the journalism parlance. This is because it is believed that negative stories sell faster than the positives. However, a paradigm shift in news reportage has been called for through the introduction of solutions journalism. This marks the high point of the Solution Journalism Workshop held on Tuesday, gathering reporters, editors, OAPs, as well as other media practitioners from Rave FM and Western Spring Television. The media training looked at how to integrate solutions journalism principles and practices into the newsroom as well as its perks. Leading the workshop, a certified solutions journalism trainer, Dr. Rashid Adebiyi from Fountain University, Osogbo, in his opening remarks, highlighted the importance of the training and how its implementation would benefit the society, create opportunities for participants, as well as their principals.
Before now, we used to talk about, radio stations, journalists take up solution journalism. It is the best for the society. But now we begin to look at, how can your uptake of solution journalism improve your sustainability? How does it open you to opportunities to take part in trainings like this? So the second part is going to be looking at the business aspect of it. And so if we are coming up with a program that is going to focus on solution journalism, how do we build revenue around it so that the station can see that it is not only good for the society, it's also good for the station. So it's my pleasure to be here. Though introduction has been done in Headmaster School.
Citing statistics from a 2024 Reuters survey on reasons people avoid news and how 36% believe news have negative effect on mood, Dr. Adebiyi decried how negativity has pervaded the media. He also pointed out how this impacts the society.
It's very difficult for us to understand what is working in our society. And for us as journalists, that is the training we had from training school. If it is not negative, it is not news. If you are not listening to radio, you are not watching television, you will see news pop up on your social media. So the media has become so much and is surrounding us, and they are saying the same thing. Negativity bias. We have a bias for negative things.
However, jettisoning the conventional way was not the message, but rather balancing it by telling the other positive stories that exist, which is where solutions journalism comes in. Speaking further on the subject matter, Mr. Mutiu Inyoda highlighted ways sojo practice can be fused with the existing value creation model. He also described solutions journalists as products that can fetch more revenues.
The idea of sojo, bringing it to your newsroom, is that how do you make more money? Not only to the stations you are representing, to yourself personally. Back to the idea of you as a product.
The workshop also had interactive session where participants and trainers discussed practical examples of solutions journalism. Participants like Mrs. Temitope Ajijola Oluwaola, an OAP, and Mr. Olalekan Akindojo, news editor, shared their take-homes from the workshop.
We need to start changing our orientation as reporters, as journalists. We need to start seeing or selling our news differently. I mean, it's not like we're not to report the bad, but then we cannot also have the good without the bad. I mean, and then in this case, we can't have the bad without the good. It means that as bad things are happening in the society, good things are also happening. Why not also, put the spotlight on the good things as well, so people can know that the world is not only in chaos.
As far as I'm concerned, I'll be looking at making sure that we also infuse sojo into our news bulletins.
Participants later broke into groups to work on actual implementation of solution journalism practice, following which certificates would be awarded. Lydia Adegbaju, Western Spring Television News.
Thank you, Lydia. In other news, a tanker laden with a petroleum product has fallen and exploded on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. The Lagos State Sector Command of the Federal Road Safety Corps confirmed this on Wednesday. The FRSC says the incident occurred at the asphalt U-turn axis of the highway. The education officer of the Sector Command, Lawrence Okwe, said a rescue team for the FRSC and the fire service were on ground, but could not confirm any casualties. The explosion also affected some vehicles close to the fallen tanker. Also confirming the incident, the Ogun State Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Agency said the explosion occurred on the lane of the expressway outbound Lagos, leading the traffic congestion. Former governor of Edo State, Senator Adams Oshimale, has been accused of blocking the terminal gate of the Murtala Mohammed Airport domestic wing in Lagos after missing his Abuja-bound flight. According to reports, Oshimale, now a sitting senator, reportedly arrived at the airport by 6:20 a.m. for a flight that was to depart by 6:30 a.m. When he was told that his flight had departed, he reportedly blocked the entrance, preventing other passengers from gaining entrance to the terminal. In a statement titled "Unruly Conduct by a Prominent Politician at Lagos Airport," AirPeace reaffirms zero tolerance for violence. The airline condemned the incident. The airline said the prominent individual in question arrived at Murtala Mohammed Airport Terminal at approximately 6:10 a.m. for flight scheduled to depart Lagos for Abuja at 6:30 a.m. The statement added that upon being informed of the missed flights, the politician resorted to violence, physically assaulting the airport staff and forcefully barricading the terminal's entrance. The airline said the behavior caused significant disruption to ongoing operations and affected numerous travelers scheduled for various flights. On talking security, at least 15 people were reported killed in separate attacks in villages of Mungu local government area, Plateau State. The chairman of Mungu local government area, Emmanuel Bala, disclosed this to journalists, stating that 7 people were killed in Bue district, while the latest incident occurred in Chimchim community under Mangun district, where 8 people were killed on Tuesday night. For over a week, accusations and counter-accusations have led to loss of lives and property in various communities in Mangun area. Mangwavul and the Fulani communities have been accusing each other of attacks against their members. You're watching News at 7 on Western Spring Television. Still to come. President Bola Tinubu to address the nation at 7 a.m. on Thursday as part of activities to mark 2025 Democracy Day celebration. We'll bring you more on this when we return. Stay with us.